Alright, so this is a little bit different. Yesterday and today, or no, yesterday and the day before, I went out and I bought, it was probably the two best days of finding things, picking, or whatever you want to call it, that I've had in a long while. If you can see this is extremely heavy, and I'm not sure if it's gonna, maybe I put it in my face, but this right here is a sterling silver. This is all sterling silver. Weighs about 2.5 pounds. And I got this one for $14.99. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through what I bought here, and I put most of it up. I sold a few things already, but I'll put those up really quick, and I'll walk you through the few things that I think I spent somewhere around. I went one place, bought some stuff for about $1,000, and then went to its sister store and bought another $700 worth of stuff. But I'll walk you through because it'll be somewhere around $5,000, I think, give or take. I haven't added it up totally up yet, but I'll just walk you through it. First up is a Tommy Bahama sterling silver watch. This one it's working. It's a woman's watch, which is why it's so low. If it's a man's watch, men's watches sell. I don't think women are wearing as many watches I know people in general aren't wearing as many watches these days, but women in general are not wearing as many watches and don't seem to buy as many watches, especially on the secondary market. So this one, although it is sterling silver and Tommy Bahama, I put it up for 40 bucks. I'll take 30% off, 28 bucks. That'd be fine. Next up is I love vintage men's watches. This one here is a 3-star Benris, and this one is working. It's mechanical movement. It is working. I haven't really measured to see if it's keeping time for, you're supposed to, if you want to really get into it, you should probably make sure it's keeping time for at least 48 hours. This one I haven't done all that with, but this one is a 3-star vintage Benris mechanical watch. It is working. I have it up for 100. I'm going to end up taking anywhere between 50 and 70 bucks. The next one we have is an antique Certina women's watch. Again, mechanical. It is working. I have not checked for how long it keeps time for, but it is working. Anytime you're selling mechanical watches, as long as it's working, it's kind of expected amongst the watch community that either A, they know how to fix the watches themselves. I mean, I'm in secondary selling market, and I picked up all the tools to use and try to give it a good once over, or that they know ahead of time that they will be taking it to go get service somewhere. This one I have up for 100 bucks. I'll probably end up taking anywhere between 30 and 60 bucks. This one is kind of cool. This one is an Elgin watch. It's a cuckoo clock, and I could not find the exact maker because a lot of these older watches, the cases were made by a different company. This one was made by a company called Colmar and Jordan. And this is of a cuckoo clock. It's a pendant necklace, a woman's pendant necklace to wear. Beautiful little watch. I have it up for 100 bucks. I'll end up taking somewhere between 50 and 70. This is a sterling silver cuff. It is signed. I could not figure out who makes it. It is signed either IO or IC. I believe it's IC. And I have it up for 40 bucks. It is heavy, so I'm selling it for just a little bit over scrap. But again, when you scrap something, you're getting, me personally, I'm getting 90% of the value of that. So even if I do get, after fees and whatnot, I do end up getting scrap price, that's still 10% more than I would have made if I just threw it in a box and called it a day. Next up, we have another sterling silver cuff bracelet. This one I have up for 30. This one is not signed, but it is have the sterling mark. Next, we have a wave. This one is signed, so if any of you guys know this mark, it's an S and a C separated by an anchor. This one I have up for 30 bucks, and I'm probably going to change that price because I do take 30% off initially, so I'm probably going to end up raising that price to 40, so I could take 12 off and still get 28. Next up, we have some large sterling silver CZ heart earrings. These have hearts on the back of them, and these ones I have up for $30. I'm hoping to get at least somewhere around, I'm hoping to get about 20 bucks in all honesty, but they're they are a beautiful set of earrings. Next up, we have a pearl necklace. Now it's hard to list these, especially this kind and the one previously, is that there's nothing really overly special. It is a beautiful necklace. If it was in a store, you'd probably pay 50, 60 bucks. But on the secondary market, considering I'm competing with China that ships out things sterling for 10 cents plus free shipping, which is a whole nother story. But this one, because I'm competing with other people in other markets who are selling dirt cheap, this one I have up for 30 bucks, and I'll take anywhere from 21 down to probably 15, 16 bucks. Next up, we have, I will say these now, or not, I'll come back to these. These are already sold, but okay. Next up, I have a gold fill necklace. This one sold, this one I have up for 50 bucks. Again, it's hard to sell gold filled because people generally search for gold plated. Gold filled is more of it's more of an older term that a lot of new people don't really recognize. They don't understand that 12 karat gold filled means there's actually 1/20th or 1/10th, this one being 1/20th, of that is that. So this one weighing at 11 grams, 1/20th is half a gram, give or take, roughly half a gram of gold in there, the 12 karat gold. So that's 0.25 of a gram of 24 karat. If I didn't do that math right, somebody let me know. Next up, I have some abalone earrings. These are sterling silver abalone earrings, and the cool part about this one is it's not the iridescent part of the abalone. That's on the inside of the earring. The outside is more of like it's more of the shell, but it's of the layers of the shell, which makes it a little bit more interesting. This one also has marcasite, which generally I'm missing 1 or 2 stones of that. This one actually has them all, so I put that up. Otherwise, it would have just gone in the bin. This one is up for 20 bucks or 30 bucks, and I'll take anywhere from 20 to 15. Next, we have this is a very plain Jane sterling silver earring with a little blue enamel on it with a little leaf pattern. So again, it's not very, there's nothing to really stand out. It doesn't have a signature on there. It's just a kind of a plain Jane earring. This one I have up for 30. I'll take anywhere from 21 bucks all the way down to, maybe 10, 8, because there's not much silver in there and it's very hard to move. Next, I have a Bome brooch. This one has a little orange stone on it. It's just a costume piece of jewelry. I have it up for 20. I'll probably take anywhere around 10 bucks for it. Not sure if I explained this. I say I'll take this for it because I have a best offer, and 9 times out of 10 I'm getting offers and people aren't just outright buying, and I'll take them. Next up, we have a gold over sterling silver necklace with a Murano glass heart pendant. This one I have up for 34 bucks. I'll probably take anywhere around 20. Next up, we have a Baroni sterling silver necklace. This one sold for $35. Or this one I have up for 35 bucks. Baroni, also not very common. And it's not a Pandora name. It's not Yves Saint Laurent. It's Baroni. So 35 bucks. I'll probably end up taking 20 bucks for it, if that, or maybe in a few years I'll end up just scrapping it because it adds up. Next up, we have a Pandora bracelet and charms. This one I have up for 45 bucks, and we'll just see what happens. Hopefully that sells within the next day or two, I'm hoping. Pandora has kind of fallen off. I'm not saying that there aren't people that still buy it, but it is not like the circus that once was, when you used to go there and there'd be a line out the store. You could find one, turn around and sell it, but I'm hopeful. I got a low price on it, so we'll see. Next up, I got a brooch. You all know I love brooches. This one is a Cameo 3D brooch. It is not a genuine shell. It is a resin, but it is a large one, and it is pretty damn cool if you ask me. I have it up for 30 bucks. I'll probably take 30% off, bring us down to 20. Anywhere between 14 and 20 bucks is a fair, reasonable price, especially how much I paid. Next up is a sterling silver Mayan calendar pendant. This is not very detailed, otherwise I would have had more on it. I got it up for 40, and I'll end up taking somewhere between 30 and 20 bucks. Next up, these are pretty sweet, but one of the earrings on there is the little hoop earring that goes through the ear has been replaced by a piece of shit. But otherwise, these are really awesome earrings. They're sterling silver, Native American. It's signed LH. I don't know who that is. There was one guy's name on there, but the mark didn't look very similar, so I'm not going to claim it's his. But these are turquoise coral and coyote claw earrings. Now that's pretty badass. I have it up for $120. I'll take anywhere between $50 and $60 probably. That's probably where they'll end up selling. Now here we start getting into the 14K that I bought. So this one is 14K pair of gold pearl earrings. These are very little gold in here. The vast majority of the weight from these things comes from the pearls themselves. But these ones I have up for $60 because they are dangle and they are 14 karat gold. I'll probably end up taking somewhere around, I don't know, maybe 30, probably 30 or $40. Next up is now this is a cool one. You don't find this pattern. You know, there's different patterns of the links and whatnot, but you don't find this one very often. But this is a sterling silver Byzantine bracelet. This one is 7.75 inches long and rather thick at 9 millimeters. I have it up for $150, but I'll probably drop that down to about $100. End up taking probably an offer around $60 to $75. Good rule of thumb for me is I price high and then I take offers. So when I price it up there, take 30% off, and then I averagely sell for somewhere around 50% of the high price of what I put it up for. Next up, I got a vintage sterling silver star necklace. This one is rather heavy, so I have it up for $40, bring down to $28. I'll probably sell somewhere around $25. I already have a watcher on this. It was put up earlier this morning or last night. Next up, we have some vintage Hobe earrings. These are pretty cool. I have them up for $80, but honestly, they might sit around for a few years. I'll end up getting them out of there for $20. Next, we have a 14 karat gold rope chain. This is 18 inches long at 2 millimeters. It is only 3.97 grams. I have it up for $320. We'll probably end up taking somewhere around $180, $190, somewhere around there. All right, next up we have a 14 karat gold hinged bangle bracelet. This is 5.15 grams, and it's really in good condition. I have it up for $375. End up taking about $100 off that right off the bat. Probably end up selling it somewhere around $225, somewhere around there. Next up, we got the YSL, the Yves Saint Laurent. These are some earrings. I already got one watcher on them. I have them up for $150. These are pretty nice earrings, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully that they sell pretty quickly. I'm imagining that they're probably going to sell for somewhere around $80. Next, we have a Yves Saint Laurent necklace. I have it up for $300. Take off. Yeah, the one just sold. This exact one just sold for $170. I'm hoping to get about $200, but I will take anywhere down to $150. Next up, we have another 14 karat gold pair of hoop earrings. These ones are pretty heavy at 4.19 grams. And so I have it up for $280. Probably take somewhere around $190 for them. This one was nice. This is a 14 karat gold faceted amethyst diamond necklace. So we got a little star and a faceted little drop down pearl thing. And this one's 18 inches long. It's 6.4 grams so this is, I think, one of the heavier things that I bought this week. I have it up for $600. Probably end up taking somewhere around, I don't know, maybe $350, somewhere around there, I would imagine. Next up, we have a Dina Teves. Now, this is pretty cool as I've never seen this brand before, but when I looked it up, I couldn't find anything besides like ads for old pieces. But I put it up for $79, and I got one watcher on it. I'm probably gonna end up taking anywhere around $30 because honestly, I really don't know the name. I have no idea. It's not Juliana. It's not Marabella. I really don't know this person, but it is a designer, Dina Teves. It's kind of like a dragon, and it is missing a little faux pearl in its mouth. Next up, we have a Tiffany Please Return to Tiffany bracelet. This one I got it for $300. Probably take anywhere between $175 and $200 for it. Next up, this one is sweet. This is where this is the kind of thing that I like to find because it's history. It's a beautiful piece of jewelry, and you can't get this style anymore. These are close-sewn beads with, it's actually angel skin coral with close-sewn beads intermixed in between them. It's really long. It's 30 inches long. It is just a gorgeous knotted piece, and you just can't find these. I put a $300 price tag on it. Probably end up taking anywhere between $150 and $200 for that one. Next up, we have a 12 karat gold filled faux pearl. It's like a little pin. I gave the woman $4 for this one because I dig these little styles. I only put 14 on it, but again, I dig it, and I work with this woman a lot for the gold and silver, and it's nice to give a little bit more when you can. I personally like this. Probably won't sell for a very long time, but I like it. $14. Next up, we have a 10 karat gold. It's yellow gold, rose gold, and it's got some. It's like a green gold. I'm not sure what sort of mixture they use, but it's some sort of. They do it a lot with the South Dakota jewelry as well. This one I bought for scrap basically, and it's 2.5 grams. I got $150 on it, and it doesn't say the South Dakota Black Hills gold, but I'm pretty sure that's where this comes from. But again, as I say that though, I know that the piece was heavily worn on the inside, so it is older. I don't know how old that company is. I'm not too sure, but it is a nice piece either way. Got $150 on it. Probably take somewhere around $100 for it. Next up is an antique 14 karat gold nugget tie tack. It's got a little diamond in there. It looks diamond cut. The nugget looks diamond cut. I have $130 on it. It's only 1.18 grams, but it's kind of a rare piece. Not too many people buy tie tacks, but when they do, this is a nice one for them. $130. Probably take anywhere between $80, $90 for it. Next up, we have a really light pair of 10 karat gold. I don't know why I'm doing this. 10 karat gold leaf earrings. I have $90 on these ones. Probably take somewhere around $60 for them. This one I've already got a few offers on. It's a 14 karat gold Holy Bible pendant. But the cool thing about this one is that it opens. It opens, and there's the Lord's Prayer in between all 3 pages. And it's an unbelievable. The quality on this is unbelievable. I have it up for $350. I've already had I've had offers anywhere between $180 and $200. I'm trying to get at least $210. Once $210 is reached, it'll be gone. Next up, we have this is another cool one. It's a Pueblo, Colorado Native American souvenir spoon. Sterling silver. Is an older piece, but very cool. I have $50 on it. Probably take somewhere around $30. Next up, this one already sold, is antique sterling silver wolf baby spoon. It looks as though the top was kind of taken off, or maybe that was just the style of it. I couldn't find this exact one. I had it for $40. I think it sold for $30 something, but I don't really know. It sold yesterday. Next up is an antique Gorham. It's called Old Medici teaspoon. I had $50 on it because it's rather rare. The pattern is rather rare, quite valuable for teaspoons. But $50, I'll probably take somewhere around $33. Next up, I was surprised to find this in the lot that I bought. This is Links of London sterling silver cuff bracelet. This one I have up for $225. Probably take somewhere around $100 for it. Next one is a sterling silver JS brooch. This is a Mexico. It's like a desert motif that they got going on in there. It's rather large. I got $40 on it. I'll probably take somewhere around $33. Next up is a Robert Lee Morris studio. He does a lot of minimalist work. This is sterling silver bracelet. It looks kind of like a bamboo stalk. I got it for $170. Probably take somewhere around $100 for it. Next, we got a Michael Dawkins. Again, another minimalist. I got it for $75. Probably take somewhere around $50. Next, we have a sterling silver necklace. This is a very generic piece. This probably will never sell, but I have it up for $24. The reason this will probably never sell is because, again, competing with China, they make this kind of knockoff stuff all day long. But in any event, I put it up for $24. If I sell it, I'll take anywhere from $12 on up. Next up, we have Pandora. This is a pink stacking ring. Came in 3. I only have 1. I got it for $24. I'll probably end up taking somewhere around $15. Next, we have an antique hinged bangle bracelet. This one is up for $40. Hopefully it sells. Again, it'll probably end up getting scrapped, but this one I'll probably take $20, $25. I'd take anywhere from whatever the scrap of this is, probably 20 bucks. It's actually probably less than that. But 20 bucks on up is be a great price. Next, we have a sterling silver iridescent it's like a pendant necklace. The stone on there, which is an iridescent lab created stone. It's very pretty, but again, you're competing with a lot of foreign knockoffs. So anywhere from 20 bucks down to 15, good price for that. Next, we have 12 karat over sterling. This is a heart locket. I can just put this one away. This one I have up for 40 bucks. Hopefully it sells for anywhere from 20 bucks on up. 20 bucks would be a great price for this one. Next, we have a sterling silver laurel leaf bracelet. This one I put up for 40 bucks. And this one I'm sure will probably sell for somewhere in the neighborhood of $25. But it's a very cool, it's just a very cool older style bracelet. All right, next is we're getting into these ones already sold. I have this one, which I had up for 170. So this is going to be a good example. This was International Joan of Arc knives. This is a set of 6. This one sold for 100 bucks. I had it for 170, sold for 100 the next day. This one, the next one, which goes along with it, sold the same person, is 5 butter spreaders. I had it for 150, sold for 90, for a total of 190 to the same person. I actually have to ship that out right now after I get done with this, because I'm going to the post office after this. This one, next up, is this beautiful piece right here. Now this guy was made by Philip, I'm going to butcher his name, but it's Krakzakowski, and let's see if I'm sure I can't even get that on there, but in any event, it's a Mickey Mouse and Pluto. There were 2 pieces that were commissioned. He did J. Edgar Hoover's bust at the U.S. Air Force Academy. He also designed G.I. Joe's. He was commissioned to do a few pieces, but only 2 were ever done. It was Donald Duck and this one. This one was the first. And this one is for Walt Disney. On the bottom, it is marked sterling. And this piece I bought for $15. I have it up for $4,500. Take 30% off. You're at $31. The gold value, or the silver value in this is $900. It's roughly $900. It's just below $900 in sterling silver, but the art value, I'm sure I'm going to get somewhere around $2,500 for this guy. Very beautiful piece, excellent condition from the 70s. The gentleman that did this passed away at the age of 80 in 1996. So this one was actually a very lucky thing because I don't normally go to Goodwill during the middle of the day, but I happened to go after going to the other place where I bought all that gold and silver, and I went there, stopped in there, saw this guy in the case, and I thought to myself, man, that looks like silver, but you find a lot of these pewter ones, and actually he designs a lot of pewter ones, but the toning on it just looked good. And for 14 bucks, I knew I could sell it. It's Walt Disney stuff, so even 14 bucks for pewter would have been a good deal. So I picked it up while I'm standing in line. I'm about 20 people deep in line. I look up Mickey Pluto, statue, Philip. The first thing that comes up is this one, and underneath it says sterling. And my heart starts beating because I'm holding a ticket for this item. It's not in my hand, it's behind the desk. And behind the desk, I gotta walk behind all the people. It doesn't happen very often, but you will find people that will try to swipe stuff that's behind the counter. They will say that that's theirs. So my heart starts beating because I know that there's a ton of money sitting behind the counter that could be mine, but it's not mine until it's in my car. So in any event, I get there, pay the price, get in my car, and I look, pull it up, and sure as enough, there it is, sterling. It's got his little marks on there. It's like a little R, just some other little marks, and then sterling underneath. Just an absolute wonderful piece for 15 bucks. Next, I'm not sure if I have anything else on there from this week. No, I think the rest of this stuff is... Oh, I do have this one I will show, but this came from... That was the day before this day. And it is an 18... This is super rare, so I'm going to... American silver is very rare in general. American silver because, antique American silver. Anything prior to the Civil War is very rare because a lot of it was melted down. People wanted to smuggle it or hide it. This one was made by an American silversmith in Baltimore by the name of Canfield, and this one was made in between 1850 and 1880, give or take, any time in between that time. But the middle portion right there, if you take another 15 years, brings you right to the Civil War. So this is just as likely to be prior to the Civil War as during the Civil War. That was the period of time in which these were made. This one is, I have it up for $1,200. I will probably end up taking in the neighborhood of $600 to $700. But $1,200, take off 30%, you're somewhere around $800 already. Someone gives me an offer for $600, it's out the door. But this one is this is an absolute beauty. And I got this one at Goodwill, middle of the day, which I will be going to after I knock this thing out. This one I got for $1.99 or $2.99 because it is not marked sterling. One of the weird things about American silver is that a lot of pieces were not marked if it was coin silver.